Hello, everybody. Um, Energy report for this week and upcoming events that's gonna happen and what's coming up. Talked to quite a few people over intense stuff coming in. People asking why, what is going on here. You can explain it to us. So I'm making the reports. Go back into it. I don't know if it's gonna be able to make another report next week. Just guys, so you know, I'm expecting another plastic surgery on my face, which is gonna be happening tomorrow. Hopefully, it's all good. By the way, go Bears! They won tonight. Happy for the team. They earned to wear the shirt. So this is why I'm with the Bears shirt. I'm a Bears fan. So if you don't know it, go Chicago Bears, the Bears. So what's going on with the sky? What's going on with gravitation pull? What's going on with the planets? What is those weird stuff coming in? If you look at it, the report from last week, I was talking about how you have to understand your masculine and your feminine energies inside of you to solve the conflict about your masculine, about your feminine energies, about to understand the portions of within you, so you can be able to understand somebody else. A lot of the people got on into relationships, confrontations. Why is that though? It's coming to the point of the fights. First of all, your internal fights inside of you about your perception of what should be, what it must be, what it has to be. It's been like this for thousands of years. It's been like this for generations compared to living into the new world. So there is a lot of new things that needs to be learned. Since Mars turned into retrograde in Aries, what happening in there is the masculine side of you is gonna understand that the force, the physical force, the power, the destruction, it doesn't help. It has to have a different solution. It has to have a different way. And the only way the warrior becomes wise king, that will be when he looking into his soul. So this is why when I wrote the post on Facebook about it, that it's gonna be about the soul. Let's begin to look at it in the charts, so we can get deep into the charts. What's going on now, so we can understand what's coming up in the following week. Um, so too much ahead. This is about today. The previous picture was for Sunday the 20th. This is right now today. It's a Sunday the 13th. As you see it here, we have the moon approaching Venus. It's gonna join Venus into Leo. As you see it here, Venus has got opposition towards Pluto and Saturn. Also, it's got this square towards Mars, which is gonna expire pretty quick and soon. Also have a squaring towards Uranus. And if you look at it, it doesn't, the moon actually, Venus is got that portion with Mercury about talk. Talk. Are you having a communications? Do you communicate? If you do not communicate directly to the universe, would you communicate with someone who can give you the universe? Your partner. Who is your partner? Inside of you, your partner of you, is your soul. You might want the things from your ego, you might want the things inside of yourself, but the soul is going to give you the right things of what you need to do. The soul has direct connections to God, to Uranus. It's the part of the universe representations within the chart. So if you see this Queen part right now here in Leo, you see this power inside of it, and you're trying to control and manipulate all that stuff. You will see that then when the moon reaches Venus, this energy is going to increase so much, which is going to be on this coming up week. What can you control? You can control others. That is the big lessons for Venus and Leo. You can control yourself. And this is why the growth of the soul is going to be a very, very powerful this week. We also have Mars who turns retrograde. Mars is coming back into the Aries. He's got to go ahead and rethink its own actions. The warrior inside of you, the masculine part, it's moving back. As you know, we had a Jupiter who moved direct right now, and this is why you see there's some kind of progress into the material world. Something had changed in the past few days. Dozen changes comes in from Jupiter. You probably get money, you got something that's moving, projects that didn't work before all of a sudden started kicked off to a better start. You will see this growth right here that's coming in. To remind you that Jupiter is gonna go and move together with Saturn into Aquarius, and we're gonna be talking very much in the next months about this period where Saturn and Jupiter is gonna move into Aquarius. This is the beginning of Age of Aquarius. That's gonna be the moment. The growth and the teacher, they're gonna go into the Age of Aquarius. What is the Age of Aquarius though? The Age of Aquarius is when you, on a personal level, you do your growth, you do your inner work, you create the beneficence for the society, for the rest of the world. That's going to begin to kick in by the year end. But right now, this energy is going to start feeling, and we're going to be talking about these processes that are going to come in and working on it. So let's look at it, what's going to happen tomorrow, as we are going to monitoring the situation. So here is the moon right now, moves into it. She passed through Venus. It's energized this part. As you see it right now, Mercury moved. There will be no more this connection here. The only connection you're going to be looking at here right now, it's to talk. But that connection with Uranus is going to be broke down. However, tomorrow it's going to be your inner vision that comes in with the growth about you and your emotions, your vibrations. This is going to be the energy that's going to represent itself tomorrow. You're going to feel like you have to do some job or work. You have to become the king, the queen, and you got to deliver your message of your visions for the growth into the material world, which is a Capricorn. The vision comes in from Neptune, who is retrograde. He is in Pisces. It is about the visions that comes into the soul. And this is what the energy is going to be focusing to it. Be patient with yourself of the visions that you're going to have, the things that you're going to see, of what you need to do to help this process of growth into the material world. As you see it, there is going to be not much changes throughout the week, except what is going to move, it's the moon. On Tuesday, as we see the moon, it moves to Virgo, the parts of the healing, And this is going to be the time when Mars is going to begin to heal from the damages that was done to him, but also the damages that he's done to others. If you cannot forgive yourself, nobody can forgive you. That's going to be the time when you need to look inside of yourself. Can you forgive yourself for the mistakes you made? Can you look at it inside of you? Can you change yourself within your soul? Can you go back in time and fix the mistakes? No, but you can revise them. You can look at it and we can revise creating new actions to have a better life, better world. Excuse me. Wednesday. The moon is moving in the middle of Virgo. It's going to create this beautiful triangle. It's a trine within the earth. And it's going to be the day that you're going to work on solving your material issues, your material problems. As you see it right now, Mars has got this negative aspects. Only be careful with your anger if the stuff doesn't go your way. If you anger yourself, what is in your soul? Very powerful message here. The self-healing though of the moon that gonna comes in. If you attach into this part to heal, not to the anger, because one moment you save of anger can save you 1,000 moments of regrets. And this is the lesson right here within Mars about the soul. What are you gonna learn? Do you learn the things? Do you get the things? We are going to have a new moon. That's mean a new lesson is going to begin about you to heal. You to heal first who? Yourself. If you don't heal first yourself, how would you heal somebody else? Because if you know the medicine that help you to fix yourself, you will know what medicine will need for everybody else. A very interesting day will be right after the moon. It's gonna begin to entering Libra as a Mars is moving retrograde. Mars begin to look about divine energies, and of course Mars, it's not gonna look into himself. A lot of the people who have so much energy, they have failed the most important part of the masculine energies inside of them. That is the part it's I am right and I made a mistake because of this. Who made action? You. So people get failed to look at it inside of themselves and they're going to blame the partners. A lot of the people who can blame the partners for their own mistakes because they don't see what causing it this, what was this portions of it, because before any damage of action to be done, well, something else happened before that to cause that action. What was that cause? What was that before? Have you see your own faults before everything else? And this is why when the moon kicks in into a Libra, this energy is about partnership. You're going to begin to trigger you within the soul together with the divine energy of the visions that comes from Mercury and Neptune. You're going to be look at it inside of you. It was my fault. As you see it here, Venus is going to be staying here in Leo, working on its self-growth. That's mean you're going to be looking at into your intuitions to evolve. You're going to be looking for informations to find, information to read, information to get yourself into the understanding what the heck is going on. What I am listening. I'm listening everybody else, or I listen myself, my inner world, my soul. And on the next day, of course, the energy is going to change. The moon and Mercury is going to come together. And now that energy of the previous day, of what you've been thinking, now it's going to be triggered. What are you going to do? What kind of actions are you going to take on Friday? Are you going to take the actions of the soul? Or are you going to take the actions of the ego, and you can go ahead and you create more damage in the relationships than ever you've done before? This is a huge cardinal square. We're talking about the moon and the Mercury. That's the emotions and the talk and speech and doing with the hands into the relationship against. We're talking about the growth, the people around us, and the learning. Saturn is in Capricorn. And Saturn and Capricorn, that is the teacher in the material world. Have you learned the lessons? No? Well, I'm going to repeat it. This is why the energy of the sun, if you use the energy of the sun right here and you create your visions, you're going to get the proper communications with your partner. And here's the secret. You using the soul. The soul, it's never wrong. When you make decisions out of the soul, guess what? You have no one to blame and you have no one you to point finger at it. So you're not blaming yourself, but at the same time you don't blame nobody else. You're living from your internal world, which is going to be the best part of the growth for the upcoming ages of Aquarius. On Saturday, the moon is going to move into Scorpio, the warrior. And as you see it in the charts, too much red, too much activations goes on. The two opposite forces, they're going to be looking into what's going on. As you see it though, it is divine line between Jupiter and Venus. That will be the Zeus and Athena. That will be the part of the counterparts getting together for a very good, a common ground to help the earth. This is when the little princess gets off of her ego and becomes a queen to understand the king and the earth when they both work together. But this is going to happen only to a few people. Most of the people, since if they're operating from the ego, you're going to see these actions of aggravations, aggravation towards yourself, and be very careful with this energy. Some of those energies will lead to nothing good. The only thing you will leading to a good is if you listen your soul. There's gonna be some big lessons to be learned, but the lessons are learned two ways: the easy way or the hard way. Your choice is each one that will be. If you're in a relationship, you need to understand the communication is a key for a relationship. Without the communications, you will not going to have these situations. And as the moon, it's going to move more into Scorpio, which is going to be on Sunday. We're going to see this opposition towards Uranus and a square with Venus. And Venus is a square with the moon. Very interesting part. So if it wasn't your way, you did not use, you did not manipulate, that's what the most feminine energies inside of you will use, the sneaky way to manipulate. Didn't happen to you. You're gonna get aggravated at God. You're gonna get aggravated at the universe. It didn't happen my own way. It wasn't meant to happen your own way. Did you communicate with your partner? Did you communicate with your own self about relationships? Do you have a better vision of what the relationship should be? Did you trust the visions? Because the visions, they give you the emotions of what you see you did wrong. But at the same time, the visions, it's giving you to your partner. No, but and the visions about what you need to learn, what you need to surround yourself, and what you need to grow, which just represent this trio into Capricorn. And since the next week is going to be a more intense and we're going to move into it, I will see if I can make some another energy report for you guys. If you have any questions, please comment below of the posted video. Thank you so much for watching it, and guys, be love.